Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear viewers, sisters and brothers. Welcome to Safid TV, to Fiqh question. And I'm really delighted to have with us our great Ustad Allama Syed Muhammad ALMUSAWI. We take this opportunity to say our great salams to our great Ustad Syed Muhammad ALMUSAWI. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Sayyidina.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. May Allah bless you and bless all our brothers and sisters, and may Allah lighten our hearts with more love to Allah and His beloved ones, Muhammad and his holy progeny Ahlul Bayt, and may Allah lighten our minds with more useful knowledge, inshallah.
Ahsantum. Thank you very much, Sayyidina. Dear viewers, as you know, our program is live, and if you have any question, of course, we are connecting our subject of the previous session. It was about earning halal, and also the next subject is about the starting point of different type of water. So if you have any question, so take this opportunity. Sayyid is with us, and inshallah he will answer your question. So you know the phone number, and of course you can take this opportunity to ask our great Ustad Syed Muhammad ALMUSAWI. Sayyidna, the last session our topic was about earning halal. This is a very important subject, especially for our communities in the Western countries, especially in the UK or any other countries. Sayyidina, we had many subjects, but of course I'm going with a question, inshallah, if there is anything from the previous session, so you can carry on. The question is, if a person takes money from person number two and works with this money, and number two gives this money with specifically saying, for example, you are taking this money and you are working, and each month you have to give me this percentage of money. Could you mention for our dear viewers, if there is a business between person A and person B, and there is a profit here, and there is percentage of earning from person B, could you clear the halal way and the haram way?
This type of dealing is called mudaraba. Mudaraba, when Mr. A gives money to Mr. B, and Mr. B works with the money, then the income, the profit, which comes from the deal or the business, is being shared by both of them. Mudaraba is allowed if it is being done in business, in trade. Someone gives capital to someone else, and that other person goes and buys material and does the business, and whatever income gained from this business, both of them share it according to an agreed percentage. It can be 50-50, it can be 60-40, it can be more, it can be less. It is allowed as far as the share comes out of the profit.
So out of the profit, that's the point.
Only. But if someone comes and gives money to someone else and tells him, I don't care what profit you make or what loss you make.
And what do you do with this money?
I want you to pay me 10%
each
of
month,
my capital every year or every whatever. Means a person gives capital and put conditions to take a certain percentage of the capital itself without any link with the profit. Whether profit comes, does not come, loss happens, no loss, he says, I'm not concerned. I'm giving you my money, I want percentage of my capital. This is haram. This is riba.
It's called riba.
This is one of the types of riba. So, I know a lot of people give money to others to do business, but don't put condition to get a percentage from the capital.
Mm-hmm.
But put condition to get percentage out of the profit, if any, then it is allowed. You can say, whatever profit comes, I take half of the profit.
Mm-hmm.
I take 60%, I take 90%, I take 10% profit.
It's allowed.
So if you make the share in profit, if any, then that is allowed. If you make it in the capital, it will be not allowed. That will be haram.
Okay, so what happens if we have this particular business you mentioned, especially right now, the mortgage, the people they are doing in this country? What do you think about this, and is it allowed or no?
Mortgage in this country and Western countries and in any non-Muslim country, as far as the money is coming from non-Muslim bank
Mm-hmm.
or non-Muslim institution, for them there is no rules of riba. So according to our ulama, our maraja of taqlid, if the money is taken from non-Muslims, then it is allowed for the Muslim to take it
Mm-hmm.
in mortgage, for business, for any lawful purpose, as far as the money is coming from non-Muslim source. But if a Muslim is giving you money, here is a problem, because it is not allowed for you as a Muslim to take money from a Muslim with interest.
So what happens in Islamic countries? Some countries, they do this. So it's allowed or no?
Not allowed in Islamic countries, unless it comes under an agreement, a contract, that in, say, a Muslim bank,
Okay.
a Muslim bank gives you money to buy a house. There are Islamic ways.
Mm-hmm.
For example, the house cost is, say, 100,000.
Okay.
The bank, the Muslim bank, they buy the house and they sell it to you in installments for higher price than the cash price. That is allowed.
So that's more than the normal price.
No, in Islam, the price depends on the time of payment. In Islam, it is allowed to pay more when you don't pay immediately. If you buy an item and pay cash, the item cost is, say, £10. If you go and buy the same item but you don't pay cash, but you pay installments every month something, the price of the installment
Could be more than £10.
It is completely allowed to pay more for the item when the payment is not cash.
So Syed, what is the limit? Because in some countries, for example, in Islamic countries, I don't mention the names, but the percentage is too much. So is there any limit for these mortgages or no?
It is not mortgage. In this matter, it is you are buying from the bank, you are buying from the Muslim bank a house. The house costs today, say 100,000 cash if you pay cash.
Good.
You don't pay cash. The bank buys the house cash, and the bank sells the house to you
In installment.
in installments. Of course, it should be reasonable.
Yes.
It should be reasonable without injustice. I mean, the people who have the capital should not misuse the need of the people who don't have capital and charge them very high. It should be reasonable.
So it's about house. What about, so of course we have some cases like getting married.
Okay?
They
And
pay
for any reason. For any reason. I mean, someone wants to get married and he needs some lump sum. Of course, we should say that in Islam, more simple is the marriage, more blessed. But nowadays, due to some jahiliyyah, ignorance,
Definitely.
concepts, people spend a lot of money on marriages. And because of this jahiliyyah, a lot of people keep their daughters at home without marriage.
Definitely.
Because they don't have money to spend on their marriage, because the expenses of marriage today became out of the teachings of Islam. So someone wants to get married and he wants, say, £5,000. He does not have that money. He goes to a bank and takes that money. If the bank is non-Muslim bank, then there's no problem at all. He can take it, and when he repays back, he knows that he will be forced to repay more, as we pay taxes, charges. But if he takes it from a Muslim bank, in this case, it should be made in a way of buying something and reselling it in installments.
Very good. So another question is about also trading or some type of business. For example, business of materials, because they have different classes, class 1, class 2 and class 3, about the qualities. Is it allowed to, for example, we have 100 kilos of rice in class B, and we exchange it to rice class B, for example, for 50 kilos, it's possible?
Class A.
Class A to class B, yes.
Means you have a material of lower quality.
Yes.
You will sell it against
Higher quality.
same material of higher quality.
Higher quality.
That is not allowed in Islam. Not allowed at all. But the way out is this, that you sell the material that you have in cash. Take the money and buy the other material. We are not allowed to sell a material of lower quality against a material of higher quality with less amount. That will be riba.
Good.
Riba.
Okay, Sayyidina, also about the topics we mentioned previously in the last session. So I want you to if you want to explain more about the earning halal or in halal way, and also because dear viewers maybe they can't watch our programs, is there any reference, is there any type of books or anything you can mention for them or you recommend them?
Of course, I mean, if you want more information about these Islamic practical rules, nowadays you can get many in English. If you go to the website of the Marja of Taqleed and you search for any subject that you want to know about, say about business, about renting, about buying, about selling, about any matter that you want to know about, easily you can get in the websites of the Marja of Taqleed.
Very good. So also of course this program is every Wednesday. Of course during the month of August it would be every 2 weeks, but after that inshallah every week Syed, our great Ustad Syed Muhammad ALMUSAWI will be at your service. Again, I mentioned, dear viewers, our program is live, and if you have any question of course about our active subject, which is about earning halal, so you can call in and Syed will be at your service. The next subject, if Syed, if you want to explain anything more about earning halal, any advices you have, so you can carry on, and then inshallah we can go to the next subject.
It is important to clarify the meaning of earning halal, because a lot of people think halal means slaughtering the animal to make it halal. The word halal,
yes, definitely,
according to many Muslims, halal means halal meat.
Yes.
When you say halal, they only think about halal meat.
Definitely.
It is not. We are not meaning halal meat. Halal means allowed, permitted. Any deal, any business, any earning can be allowed and can be not allowed. The earning which is allowed, we call it halal earning. And the earning which is not allowed, we call it haram earning. Now, a person who is employed in a company and he is supposed to be in his office from 9 to 5. If he comes to the office late by say half an hour or even by 5 minutes deliberately, is he earning halal? No.
No.
Because he is supposed to join and work from 9 to 5. He is not allowed to come late, nor is he allowed to leave the office early, unless he gets clear permission from his employer. So this is also an example of earning halal or not earning halal. Say a person who is a driver, taxi driver, in a company. The car is not his car. The car is for the company. And he is being employed by the company to drive the taxi and take people from place to places and take the income of it. This person, if he takes the car and goes for his own shopping, is he allowed? Not allowed. Because he was being given the car to work only for the business of the company. He was not given the car to use it in his personal needs, in his personal going and coming and visiting and shopping. No. Unless he gets a permission from the owner of the car who gave it to him. Otherwise, he is not allowed to use it in anything out of the contract between him and the employer.
Ahsantum, Sayyidina. We have just 1 minute. We are due for a break. Of course, this topic you mentioned, of course, we had this in our story that was about Imam Ali alayhi salam using candles. One candle was for just for treating with people, Baytul Mal, and the other candle was just for his personal issues. Thank you very much, dear Syed. We are due for a break, and inshallah we'll be back with you, dear viewers. Our great Ustad, Allama Syed Muhammad ALMUSAWI is with us. If you have any question, the next subject is starting with different type of water, and also especially different type of pure water and mixed water. Inshallah, Syed will be with us, and if you have any question regarding this, you can call in. We are due for a break. We'll see you after break. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear viewers. Welcome back to the Fiqh question with our great Ustad Allama Syed Muhammad ALMUSAWI. We are live from Safri TV, and the previous subject was about earning halal, and right now our subject is about ruling regards water. And inshallah, Syed will be with us if you have any question regarding even earning halal, and also about ruling regards water, so you can call in. Sayyidina, about water rulings, about water, definitely many books, the Risalas, the Islamic rules books, starting with this subject, with the taharat, and also rulings of water. Especially I want you to explain about taharat, this terminology, and also about different type of water, please.
Okay, to start with, tahara or taharat in Persian and Urdu means purity. The purity means ritual purity. When we say that this item is tahir, we mean ritually pure. A cloth is tahir, ritually pure, then we can perform salah with it. If the cloth is very clean, just now received from the dry cleaning, but one drop of urine fold on the cloth.
Sayyidina, excuse me, we have a caller.
Yes, please.
Inshallah. Sorry, Sayyidina. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Salam to Agha as well.
Wa alaikum assalam, Janab rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yes, please. Bismillah.
Agha, my question is this: if I'm offering a 4 rakat prayer, let's say Zohar prayer.
Yes.
And in the second rakat, I forgot to recite tashahud and got up for the 3rd rakat. Can you tell me what should I do? Should I, like break my prayer and start from the new one, or should I offer sajda sahab? Or if I want to offer sajda sahab, how should I do it? So if you can tell it on the TV, I'll listen to you then.
Okay.
Very good question.
Okay. Someone has forgotten to recite tashahhud. And he got up. What he should do? The answer, it depends when did he came to know that he forgot the tashahhud. If he got up and he is in the 3rd rak'ah, before performing the ruku' of 3rd rak'ah, before going to the ruku' of 3rd rak'at,
even saying the tasbihat.
No, he started the tasbihat, but he is still in the 3rd rak'at.
He didn't perform the ruku'.
He did not go to the ruku' yet. So, remembering that he did not perform tashahhud, when he is now still in the third rak'at before ruku',
Cool.
he should sit down immediately
Good.
without ruku'. Sit down, recite tashahhud, and
Carry on.
carry on. Go up, get up, and after finishing his salah, he has to perform 2 sajda of sahu. Sajda of sahu is 1 sajda while you are on the ground. You say Bismillah wa billah, Assalamu alayka ayyuha nabi wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Or you can say Bismillah wa billah, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Then sit. Then do sajda again, second sajda, and say Bismillah wa billah, Assalamu alayka ayyuha nabi wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Or Bismillah wa billah, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Then sit and recite tashahhud and 1 salam. Means when you recite tashahhud, don't recite all the salam. Just say Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Assalamu alaykum
Wa rahmatullahi.
Finished.
Wa barakatuh. MashaAllah, very good question. Thank
This
you very
is when he remembered before the third
Rak'ah.
ruku'. But if he remembered after he has already done the ruku' of the third rak'at, then he cannot sit. He cannot sit. He should continue his salah. His salah is valid. And then after salah, immediately after he finishes salah, he should recite tashahhud. Immediately after salah, without speaking. Just when he said, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika. He should perform
Tashahhud.
what he has forgotten. And after tashahhud, 2 sajda of sahu.
MashaAllah, very good, Syed. Very good. Thank you very much. And thank you very much, brother, for this question. Sayyidina,
We'll continue about the water.
Yes, about taharat. And
Tahara. I say that tahara does not mean always cleanliness. As I mentioned, a cloth just arrived from dry cleaning, 1 drop of urine was on the cloth. We call it najis. Najis.
So the opposite of taharat is
Najasa.
najasat.
Najasa. Tahara is the ritual purity. Najasa or najasat is ritual impurity. The ritual purity is must in our body and in our cloth and in our food. We are not allowed to eat any najis food. We are allowed to wear najis cloth, but not during salah, not during tawaf of hajj or umrah. So najis food is absolutely haram to consume. Are we allowed to feed our animals najis food? The answer is yes.
Animals.
Animals. Are we allowed to feed our children najis food? No. No, we should not feed our children najis food, and we are not allowed to eat or drink najis items.
Excuse me, Syed, about animals, all types of animals?
Any animal.
So we are allowed to feed them najis food?
Najis food means what? It doesn't mean the najis item. Not najis item.
Yeah.
I mean, we are not allowed to give animal that we eat like sheep or goat or cow or camel, the aynun najasa means that, for example, the feces of human being, because when the animal eats the feces of human being, the animal becomes jalal. Jalal means it is not allowed to eat this animal unless the animal is being stopped from eating a najis item, means feces only, not any najis item. And the animal should be fed with food which is not feces, not najis, for at least 3 days. Then the animal will be purified from the najis effect. So in general, we are not allowed to eat najis or drink najis. Our cloth during salah and during tawaf must be tahir. Our body during salah and during tawaf must be tahir. If a drop of urine falls on our body, our salah will be invalid unless we clean it, not only to remove the urine but also to make it tahir with water. You know, tahara has got many ways. No doubt the main way of purifying the items is water. But there are also other ways to purify najis items, like sun. But sun not for everything.
Yes.
Not for everything. Sun for specific things.
Items, yes.
Some people think that a najis cloth, if you put it under the sun, it becomes tahir. That is wrong. Najis cloth remains najis. Unless we wash it with water. Unless we wash it with water, it remains najis. So tahara has got many ways. We will go through the purification factors, mutahhirat, and also we'll go through the najis items, which we call it an-nijasat. You know, in this universe, Allah has created millions of items.
Allahu Akbar.
Billions of items. All the items in this universe are tahir. All of them. Except 10, more or less, 10 or 11.
Yes.
Mainly we call it 10. Najis. See, the animals, Allah created thousands of types and species of animals. All of them are tahir, except only 2 animals.
2 animals, yes.
Only dog and pig. That's it. Okay. Now we would like to talk about water.
Sayyidina, before you go to this subject, so there is a difference we have to explain to our dear viewers for the clean item and tahir item.
Yes, of course. Of course.
Maybe an item could be clean but could not be tahir. Could you explain this a little bit more for our dear viewers? As you mentioned, for example, it was a very good example when we have a cloth from, for example, dry cleaners. It's really clean, it's washed, but there is a drop on the, for example, drop of urine and the cloth, so it becomes najis.
Okay. Cleanliness deals with the material. Tahara is ritual cleanliness.
That is.
The example of a cloth which is najis and you send it to the dry cleaner, The dry cleaning does not make any najis cloth tahir. Why? Because they don't use water in dry cleaning. In dry cleaning, they just use chemicals. They remove the dirt by applying chemicals. So if any cloth which was najis was sent to the dry cleaning, when it comes from dry cleaning, it does not come tahir. It remains najis.
Still.
While if you put the najis cloth in the washing machine, which has got water linked with the tap water, washing machine makes any najis cloth, it makes it tahir. So there's a difference between cleanliness and tahara. And the dry cleaning can make the cloth clean,
but not tahir.
but cannot make it tahir.
Okay, Sayyidina, so we go to the ruling of water, regarding water. So the differences between the pure and mixed water.
Okay, water.
Excuse me, Sayyid, I think we have a caller.
Bismillah.
Sorry to stop you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.
I'm calling from London.
Yes, please.
I have a question about halal certification. If you go, if someone goes to any restaurant here in London, the owner of the restaurant has halal certification stick on the wall. My question, Syed, can I eat or do I have to do research first about the food?
Okay, thank you very much. So halal certificate, Said.
Halal certificate is used by many butchers and shops and restaurants, but the certificate itself is not the end of the story.
Good.
It is not a complete evidence that the meat is halal. Why? Number one, many people pay money for the certificate. When the certificate is being bought, then how can you trust that this certificate is certifying something real? Number two, some restaurants or butchers or shops, they get certificate really by buying halal meat, but they buy 10% of their need through the halal company. So the certificate certifies that this shop is being supplied by halal meat, but they don't write the quantity. They don't write that every meat in this shop is halal or not. Many of the restaurants, many of the shops buy little bit from halal and majority from haram, because haram meat, non-halal meat, is much cheaper.
Definitely.
Much cheaper. So they buy from the meat market and they make haram money. But it is haram money after all. The point is this: you have to be sure that the owners of this restaurant are God-fearing people, or not God-fearing. They are people who abide 100% to the certificate. Now you find non-Muslim big stores, super stores, selling halal meat. Many people trust them. Why? Because such big companies don't lie. big companies, if they lie, they will face big damages.
Damage, yes.
So they don't risk their prestige and their name and their business by lying. When they say it is halal, means it is halal.
Halal.
But I don't say that every item which is being sold in superstores where you find halal written on it is halal. No. But when they say we sell this meat supplied by halal companies, many people trust them. If you trust them, then you can take it as halal. But if you don't trust them, you cannot. The question from the brother, if you trust the owner of the restaurant that he is not lying, he is not cheating, he is not giving some halal and some non-halal, if you trust him that he is a sincere person, not lying, then you can take it.
Okay.
But if you have no evidence, you are not sure, we are not allowed to meet where we are not sure that it is halal. Even doubted meat, doubtful one, is not allowed for us. We are not allowed to eat the meat which is doubted and not sure. We only eat what we are sure that it is really halal.
Said now, in some cases, for example, if anyone goes like for travel or trip in one country and they are in a small city and just one shop is written halal, and of course we are passengers, we don't know that person, what is the consequences here?
It is not enough. If you don't know the person that he is really selling halal, nowadays in Europe, according to the official surveys, I mean, I myself was being informed by Sheikh Zaki Badawi, who was the head of a committee of halal meat once upon a time. He told me that according to an official survey in UK, every 100 tons of meat which is being sold as halal meat, only 20 is halal. Only 20. Means 80% of the meat which is being sold under the title of halal meat is not. So we have to be careful. That is before 20 years.
And now
it is worse.
It's worse, really.
It was being said that now it went down to up to 10%. So you have to be sure that the meat is really halal.
Thank you very much, Syed. Now we are due for a break. Inshallah, we'll back after break. Dear viewers, we are due for a break, and inshallah Syed will be with us with one more section inshallah until 8:30. So take this opportunity if you have any question about even earning halal, and also all things about taharat and najasat, purity, and of course about especially the ruling of water. Syed will be at your service inshallah. Thank you very much, and the service of Ahlul Bayt definitely. Thank you very much. We'll see you after break. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear viewers, sisters and brothers, welcome back to Fiqh question with our great Ustad Syed Muhammad ALMUSAWI. Sayyidna, so the topic is about taharat, and of course we are going to start with rules regarding water.
Okay. We say that water, which is the main source of purification. And in Quran, water was mentioned in many verses.
Many verses.
Allah says, وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ.
Hay.
We made from water every living creature
Creatures.
or item.
Right.
For us, when we try to understand the rules of purification with water, water has been classified into two types as far as the content of it.
Mhm.
What we call it al-ma'ul mutlaq, plain water, pure water, a water which can be called water, full stop. We call it ma mutlaq.
Mhm.
It can be sea water, river water, tap water, well water, okay,
Rainwater.
rain water, water. Other type of water which is also liquid and water, but it is mixed with something, like juice,
Mm.
rose water.
Mhm. Because it has a smell.
Yeah. It is water with something. We call it ma mudaf. Means something added
To this water.
to the water. What is the difference between ma mutlaq and ma mudaf? Yes, lot of differences. We are not allowed to use any added water in wudu,
Mhm.
nor in ghusl. While we perform wudu and ghusl with the water which is plain water, means ma mutlaq. So the first important difference, that the added water, ma mudaf, the added to water, or the water which is with something else, cannot be used in purification at all. Not only wudu and ghusl, but also in purifying any najasa. If blood falls on my hand, can I wash my hand with rose water? It will not become tahir.
Mhm.
I must wash my hand with plain water, means pure water, only water. Only water. So this is first classification of ma mutlaq, means pure water or just water,
Mhm.
just water. And ma mudaf, a water with something. The juice, fruit juice, is mudaf.
Mhm.
We cannot use it in wudu or ghusl. As we mentioned, rose water.
Rose water.
Any liquid like vinegar.
Mhm.
Milk. Can we use milk in performing wudu? No. Not allowed. So this is the first classification of water, that only pure water, or we call it just water, is to be used in wudu and ghusl.
Okay, Syed, thank you very much. Syed, now we go for pure water or plain water. How many types of pure water or plain water we have, and what are the differences?
Main thing, as far as purification is concerned, we have got ma qalil and ma kathir.
Mhm.
It depends on the quantity. If the quantity is little bit, what is the quantity which is little bit and what is the quantity which is more? We have the limit of what is called kur. Kur, when the quantity of the water is 377 liters or above, we call it kur. 377 liters We call it kur. Kur water has got different rules. Like if a drop of blood falls on kur water,
What happens?
the water remains tahir. Unless the quantity of the najis item is so much that it changes either the color of the water or the smell
The taste.
or the taste, then it becomes najis. But water, say the swimming pool, plenty of water. If someone passes urine in the swimming pool, does the swimming pool water becomes najis? No. No. Of course, it is bad, very bad. But if someone does it,
A baby at church. Yes.
say, can we say that someone has passed urine in this swimming pool, so the water have become najis? No.
Because it has circulation or regarding
No.
the core.
The circulation is different matter.
Yes.
I am talking about the quantity now.
Quantity.
Qaleel water means little water. We call it, if the quantity of it is less than 377 liters. The water in the mug is qaleel.
Qaleel.
Water in a something container,
Yeah.
which is less than 377 liters, is qaleel. And the qaleel water becomes najis by touching any najis item. Even a drop of urine falls in qaleel water, it becomes najis.
Najis.
This is a difference between qaleel water and kathir water, which is, kathir means kur and above. Okay. We have got also water which has got source, like water from the well, water of the well.
Sayyidina, before you carry on, is there any reason that the core water should be 377 and above? Is there any reason, or
That is what
it's
we
come from?
what we read in the hadiths. In the hadith, we read that the volume of the water should be
This amount.
Yeah, of course, we have got other opinion saying that there's some difference in the quantity, but this 377 liters has been taken by many of our scholars as the volume of the kur water. Okay.
Sayyidina, we have a caller.
Bismillah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam, brother. Salam alaikum, Syed.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, sister.
I have a question. The question is that normally when we do our wajib ghusl and when we're showering, as I have been told that you have to wash your head and then 3 times the right hand side and the left hand side. Is that correct?
Not correct.
Okay.
Sorry, not correct.
Okay.
I'll tell you what is the correct, sister.
Okay. Shall I put the phone down?
No, you can be with us. Be with us. You see, ghusl does not need washing. Number one, we don't need to wash our body during ghusl. We need just to make water reach. Even small amount of water reaching our body means, of course, we start with head, face and neck. then right side of the body, then left side of the body. Number two, we don't need to make water reach 3 times. 1 time is enough. Yes, 3 times is recommended, but recommended is not wajib. Wajib is 1 time. So the proper way of ghusl is making water reach to your head, face and neck, then right side of your body from front and back, then left side of the body from front and back, and that is ghusl. And all the ghusls are same, means whether it is ghusl for janaba, or ghusl for hayd, or ghusl for nifas, or ghusl of Jum'ah, or for Jum'ah, which is recommended, highly recommended ghusl, ghusl al-Jum'ah, which is the most important recommended ghusl, ghusl al-Jum'ah, or ghusl for ziyarat, ghusl for istighfar, and other types of ghusl. The way of performing ghusl is the same.
And when you do the ghusl for Jummah, do you do your niyat wajib?
No, ghusl of Jum'ah is not wajib.
Okay, but
First of all, you don't need to have niyat of wajib or not wajib in any ghusl. Just say ghusl in your heart. No need to say in your tongue. In your heart. In your heart, you know that you are performing ghusl of Jummah. Enough for the sake of Allah. No need to say anything. And no need to specify that it is mustahab or not mustahab. Of course, it is not wajib, it is mustahab. You want to perform ghusl of, for example, janaba. You don't need to say that I perform ghusl of janaba wajib. No. Just ghusl of janaba for the sake of Allah. Qurbatan ila Allah ta'ala.
Alhamdulillah, thank you.
God
So do you
bless
have any more questions?
No, thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very
sister.
much. All the best.
Thank you.
Okay, Syed, and also, of course, this question was a very good question, because many people, they have this mentality, because they're saying, even in wudu, they say 3 times right hand, 3 times left hand.
That is wrong.
That's
That is completely, in wudu it is wrong. In wudu, 1 time is wajib.
and the second is mustahab.
Second is mustahab, and no 3rd time. No 3rd time. In ghusl, yes. 1 time is mustahab, wajib, and 3 times mustahab,
Recommended, yes.
recommended. But in wudu, no. Just 1 time washing the face, or washing the right hand or the left hand. 1 time washing is wajib. 2nd time is recommended, and that's it. No 3rd washing at all in wudu.
Very good. Syed, now you can carry on with the core water. Of course, previously in many Islamic countries, they used to build, or they used to make the containers,
Yeah.
specifically core more than 377.
Yes, that is there in many Muslim countries. They used to keep the water containers more than core for the purification process, because core water is more easy in purifying other items, and core water remains tahir always. It does not turn into najis by touching any najis item, unless color, taste or smell changes. Changes also with the color or smell of the najis item, not any change. So people try to keep the quantity of water in the container core plus.
Plus, yes, definitely.
That is good. Now we say that if we use core water or any big quantity of water, like water in the tap.
Say now there is another caller.
Yes, please.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I was hearing Sheikh's some explanation about the halal meat and other things. just before I think break.
Yes, please.
As my question actually is just to clarify is that when people go to a shop which is known to be a halal food shop, and the people who work there, they claim to be supplying halal meat, and from where they are getting halal meat, they also say it is halal and so and so. So from the consumer's point of view, a Muslim who is going to buy something from that shop, if it happens to be that they are not telling you the truth, if they are lying, then my first question is, who is responsible for it? Do you accept that person as it is claimed to be halal? And second, this is a Eid al-Adha Qurbani time is coming along. They always say that the animal has been slaughtered Islamically. So again, you have to perhaps trust them, whatever they say. And again, if they are telling lies, who is responsible then? So I mean, surely the consumers, the customers have to trust them if they say so. Otherwise, if every customer is going to investigate, and I have myself tried to investigate few things, and I don't get anywhere because everybody is claiming to be truth. And we put this label upon them as if there is a big vacuum of trusting one Muslim to another Muslim. So I mean, how this atmosphere can be, sorted out so that at least Muslims should be able to trust Muslims. And the other problem is that here you haven't got any regulatory body who can really go into those shops and properly check them out, what they're doing, what they're not doing, which is usually responsibility of the authority. And in this country, there is no such authority. So I think in that case, we have to accept perhaps whatever they say it.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Okay, stay with us, dear brother, and inshallah Syed will answer.
My respected brother, we cannot trust anyone. In matter of religion, we have to follow religion. When the official surveys are informing that the meat which is being sold as halal meat, minimum 80% of it is non-halal. And the survey is from official authorities, which means for sure that not all of them are selling halal meat. We have to be sure, at least ask the source of the meat, because some companies are known to supply halal meat. If their meat is from those guaranteed halal suppliers, then you can take it as halal. But any Muslim should trust any Muslim? No. No, not nowadays. Yes, if we were living in a Muslim country where all the slaughtering is being done in Muslim land, that time we are not responsible to verify and check and investigate. No. We take it as Suqul Muslimin, means market of Muslims. That's it, enough for us. But we are not in a Muslim country. Nowadays, even in Muslim countries, you go to now, many Muslim countries, their meat is not slaughtered in the country. They take it, they import it from non-Muslim countries.
Yes.
In this case, you must be sure that the meat is halal. You don't say that I bought meat from a restaurant or a butcher in, say, Dubai. Dubai is a Muslim country. The answer, if the meat was slaughtered in the Muslim country itself, then don't ask. But if the meat was brought from non-Muslim country, you must be sure that it is halal. With all respect to you, my respected brother, we cannot trust any claim. We have to have at least a foundation of confidence and evidence that this meat is halal.
So, Syed, the first question was who is responsible? Of course, the
okay,
seller.
if someone you trusted, and you trusted them for valid reason, Say they told you that we are being supplied our halal meat from so-and-so company, which is well-known halal supplier, and you believed them, then you discovered in the future that they were lying. Their meat was not all from one supplier of halal. They took also from the meat market, non-halal. It is their sin, not your fault. As far as you have made your own homework and you reach to a result that yes, it is halal, if it was discovered in the future that was not, they are responsible. They are the sinners and not you.
Of course, you mentioned about the second question, so they had to research because we are in the non-Islamic countries. Okay, so now carry on with the
okay, we take tap water. Tap water is like kur because it is linked. The tap water is linked with big quantity of water. So when you open the tap water makes any najis item, makes it tahir at once, immediately, one time. Your hand is najis, put it under the tap water. For a moment, it becomes tahir. So tap water, all the rules of al-ma al-kathir, kur water, which purifies everything almost, is also with the tap water. Rainwater, when it is falling, it makes anything which it touches tahir.
Saying that if some animals, like for example a rat or mouse, falls in like a container of pure water, what happens there? Because of course in many countries, unfortunately, they didn't know. They did some reactions. What is your answer?
You see, if a rat or cat, rat, cat, if they are alive, they are not najis. We have, as I said, only two animals which are najis, dog and pig. But when when some animals die, they become najis. Like human being.
Yes.
Human being, when he is alive, a Muslim who is alive is not najis, tahir. The moment that a Muslim dies and the blood stops after say half an hour, it becomes cool.
Cool, yes.
Becomes najis. So, if an animal dies in a kur water, if the smell or color or taste, any of these three, changes, then it becomes najis. But if a cat or rat dies in a big swimming pool and nothing changes, no color, no smell, no taste is changed, it remains tahir. Of course, but that must be removed from the water as soon as possible.
And what about if a dog, for example, falls in core water, or a pig?
Same. If dog falls in a swimming pool, same. Dog itself is najis. Najis item, but the whole water is not najis. You should take it out, and the rest of it is not najis.
Yes, I know. So you can carry on with the core water, and of course after that you mentioned the rainwater.
Rainwater is also tahir and mutahhir. Tahir and mutahhir. Tahir means itself pure, ritually pure. Mutahhir means can purify najis items. And we say that the plain water, the pure water, just water, When it is طاهر, then it is مطهر. But we have got water which can be طاهر but not مطهر. Means the مضاف water, as we mentioned some examples of rose water and juice
Vinegar.
and milk, and it can be طاهر itself, but it is not مطهر. It cannot be used in purifying any najis item. So this is few of the classifications of the water. People ask that the water from the sea, is it allowed to perform wudu with it, which is very salty? The answer is yes, because it is water. Yes, it is sea water, but it is water. We can call it water. It is salty, but water. So we can perform wudu or ghusl in the water of the sea.
Thank you very much, Sayyidina. So, of course, very nice subject, and of course, very profound answers from our great Ustad Allama Syed Muhammad Al-Musawi. Dear viewers, we are due for finishing our program for tonight, and inshallah, next week, inshallah, Syed will be with us. Thank you very much, Sayyidina. Thank you very much, dear viewers. We'll see you, inshallah, next week. Thank you.